Okay? So this time, we will try to connect your resistance, inductance, and capacitance all in series. The analysis is the same. The voltage drop across your resistance plus the drop across your inductance plus the drop across your capacitance is the source voltage. That is B sub R plus B sub L plus B sub C is equivalent to E. Wherein we already have the equivalent of this. B sub R by Ohm's law is, if this is your I, IR, the drop across the inductance is L, derivative of I with respect to T, and the drop across the capacitance is Q all over the capacitance. Since all of these components are in series, whatever current is present in R is the same in L, parehas lang siya under capacitance. Substituting, we will now have IR plus Q all over C plus L, derivative of I with respect to T is equivalent to E. Okay. If we will try to differentiate both sides, we will now have L, second derivative of I with respect to T, plus 1 over C, derivative of Q with respect to T, plus R, derivative of I with respect to T is 0. Okay? This will now become the second derivative of I with respect to T, plus 1 over LC, derivative of Q with respect to T, plus R all over L, derivative of I with respect to T, and this is 0. Then we make use of the basic definition of I, that I is the derivative of Q with respect to T. So this will now become the second derivative of I with respect to T, plus 1 all over LC times I, plus R all over L, derivative of I with respect to T is 0. Rearranging, second derivative of I with respect to T, plus R all over L, derivative of I with respect to T, plus 1 all over LC times I is 0. If you already have in this topic in differential equation, this is your secondary second order differential equation. Okay, wherein the general solution for I is equivalent to IC plus IP. What is IC and what is IP? Your IP is the particular solution, and your IC is the complementary solution. Okay? If we start with IP, how do we find your IP? Since the right side of the equation is a constant, we will assume it to be generally represented by a constant as well. Then, we try to equate your I to be equivalent to IP. So, this will become the second derivative of IP with respect to T, plus R all over L, derivative of IP with respect to T, plus 1 all over LC times IP is 0. Since your IP is a constant, first derivative of this is 0. Second derivative of a constant is also again 0. if we will try to substitute all of this into our equation here, this is 0. This is also 0. Naturally, your IP is 0. So, we already have your IP. Okay? Our IP is 0. This is only a coincidence that in this illustrative illustration or in this illustrative example that we have, your IP is 0. But generally, not all of the cases, the particular solution is 0. How about for the complementary? Dito tayo sa kabila. For the complementary, your IC. For IC. Your IC is obtained in the same manner as we did. You let your I to be equivalent to IC and set the right side to 0. Set the right side of the equation to 0. If that is the case, your equation now will become second derivative of IC with respect to t plus R all over L derivative of IC with respect to t plus 1 all over LC times IC is 0. Okay? And let us try to derive the auxiliary equation corresponding to this. If you let your M to be your differential operator with respect to t, this will now become M squared times IC plus R all over L times M times IC plus 1 all over LC times IC is 0. And this will now be M squared plus R all over L times M plus 1 all over LC is 0. Okay? The roots of this is obtained through the use of your quadratic formula. So, by quadratic formula, your M is negative R all over L plus and minus the square root of R all over L squared minus 4 times 1 times LC all over 2 times 1. Okay? If we try to simplify, okay, burahin ko na rito. This is negative R all over 2L plus and minus the square root of, yan, R squared all over L squared minus 4LC. Okay. Hanggang dito na lang para mas simple. There are 3 possible solutions of this. Do you agree? There are 3 because there are 3 possible solutions because there are 3 instances. If square root of R squared all over L squared minus 4 LC is greater than 0, this will fall under case 1. Case 1 is an overdamped case. This is an overdamped case wherein the general solution of your complementary equation is IC is equivalent to C1 e raised to M1 times T plus C2 e raised to M2 times T. If you are not using any variable containing your I, change your variable from I to that variable. For example, V or Q. Case 1, I hope you have met this already in your differential equation. Next. Okay. If the square root of R squared all over L squared minus 4 LC is less than 0, this is case 3. If it is case 3, this is called an underdamped case. Wherein the general solution for case 3 for IC is e raised to alpha times t times C1 cosine of beta t plus C2 sine of beta t. What is alpha and what is beta? Wherein alpha is the real part of the imaginary root or of the complex root. And beta is the numerical coefficient of the complex root. What root are we talking about? Okay, dito tayo. From your auxiliary equation, since this is less than 0, okay, your m now is a complex root. M is equivalent to alpha plus and minus j beta. This one is a negative value, kaya we have the presence of the j parameter. Okay? Alpha and beta here are real numbers. However, the complex root of the roots of this auxiliary equation is a complex number. Remember that always. Okay? If we have your case 1, we have your case 3. The case in between is of course case 2. Okay, dun tayo. If the square root of r squared all over l squared minus 4 LC is exactly equal to 0, this is case 2. Okay, that is a critically damped case. Critically damped case. Wherein the general solution is given by I is equivalent to e raised to m times t. Multiply this with C1 plus C2 times t. Or if you are using any other variable aside from I, make use of that variable. Wherein your m here is the root of the auxiliary equation. Root of the auxiliary equation. Okay? Okay? If you have not yet finished this topic, hindi nyo pa narating ito, then I recommend you to have this one read and studied carefully. Okay? These are all the particulars. Wala pa tayo sa solution. Because you need to find just the same, what is C1 and C2 for case 3, what is C1 and C2 for case 2, what is C1 and C2 for case 1. And it is on a case-to-case basis. This is only good for a series RLC as you can see in our example. Okay? So in the next video, probably I will be giving you an example for a series RL, RC, and an RLC combination. Okay?